What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Bring the Thunder podcast. And oh, goodness, do we have a great episode for you guys today because we have a guest here. Joe, I'll let you go ahead and introduce our guest. Go ahead and give us a little introduction here, and then we'll let him talk about himself.
Yeah, we got a UNC legend in the building, UNC national champion in the building, Mike Copeland. Coach, actually, my JV basketball coach. Coach, thank you so much for coming on. It's a blessing.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me, man. Glad to be here.
Yeah, so we're going to get right into it. Kind of just wanted to ask you, about your background and then your experience at UNC in total. I know we know you played with a bunch of NBA legends, so.
Yeah. So, honestly, man, so my story starts I'm going to start drawing in Alabama. So when I started playing in Alabama, when I was in 9th, 10th grade, obviously Alabama is a football state, so I wasn't getting a lot of looks. And it was just a whole bunch of you got to play football to play basketball. You need to be on the football team. You're too big not to play football. So for me, it was just like football wasn't my top sport. So I'm just like, yeah, I just want to concentrate on basketball. My parents made a sacrifice to move here in North Carolina where I'm at now. Went to Salem. I went to RJ Reynolds my junior year when I got up here, not knowing much about how big RJ Reynolds was. At the time, they had won 3 state championships in a row. And then they had a guy on their team by the name of Rayshawn Terry, who was one of the best in the state. And he went to Carolina. And I was just trying to follow his dream steps, really, just kind of trying to, do some of the stuff that he was doing, because I'm like, all right, if I could get that same kind of notice, maybe I could get there. But I just wanted to play ACC. At first, it was just ACC. Right. My dream school, obviously, was North Carolina. But growing up, that's all I watched was North Carolina. My parents was really big Tar Heel fans. And, I got blessed, man. I got up here. My junior year, I made a lot of noise, but still was only mid-majors. And then my senior year, I really kind of sacrificed my whole life into like trying to get my grades high enough, get a good score in SAT, ACT, and really kind of just better myself and trying to get looked at. And had a tremendous senior year. I averaged like almost 18 points, 12 rebounds, and like 4 or 5 blocks. It was unbelievable. Got nominated for McDonald's All-American game. Didn't get picked, but got nominated. So that was a big thing for me. Also went to camps, dominated in 5-star camps, went to a lot of different camps. I started getting a lot of looks. And my first real big ACC school was Florida State. And Joey, I don't told you story many times. Went down there, almost signed letter of content. I had so much fun in Florida State. I was like, yo, Dad, this is my spot. And Pop's like, you bet not sign that letter of intent, because you never know. You don't know. You still don't know who's going to get you. Like that right. Dead period wasn't over yet. So, man, fast forward to about like a week later, 2 weeks later, and I don't know if y'all know, but most of the time, if you get one offer from ACC school, all the ACC schools start offering you. So, believe it or not, only Carolina came along. And I think right when that happened, a lot of schools were just like, yeah, we're not going to mess with Mike no more because he's probably going to go to Carolina. Right. And I remember calling all the schools and telling them, man, yeah, it's a done deal. So you don't have to spend no more time, no flying over here. Because I had Utah and Nebraska and Wisconsin. They was coming over to my school like every week. And I'm just like, bro, y'all are losing a lot of flight mileage just coming to see me. I'm not going over there to those West schools. Like, I don't even want to go that far. So right. Coach came to my school, offered me on the spot. I told him I wasn't going to look at any other schools. I want to go to Carolina. And believe it or not, man, got a scholarship, full scholarship, went there. And I was so shook because I was playing with guys. My class was Danny Green, Tyler Hansbrough, Bobby Frazier, which was all 3 of those guys, Matt Don's All-Americans. Yep. And Marcus Ginyard, who was probably a 5-star also. So I'm looking like, dang, I'm just like a 3-4 star. Like, do I belong here? And man, they welcomed me in, man. That's why those guys are my brothers. Welcomed me in and made me feel like I was at home. And just being an hour away from home helped because Winston and Chapel Hill are an hour away. And it really really blew up for me, man. And everything that started working out for me. And we ended up went 2 Final Fours, won a national championship in 2009, and was just blessed to play with a lot of, like you said, NBA legends and a lot of guys that's now I think everybody's done now, but guys played long jeopardies in the NBA and made a lot of noise. Like Danny, I think he has 3 rings. Tyler played for 6-7 years. Also other guys I played with like Tyler Zeller, Ed Davis, Ty Lawson, Wayne Ellington, the list goes on, man. But yeah, man, blessed to be in that situation and get a national championship ring, man.
How crazy it to see. Like, I'm sure it's not as crazy anymore, but when when your boys did take the leap and went to the NBA, how crazy was it? Just like, damn, they're in the NBA. You're just watching them on TV.
Yeah, it was ridiculous because honestly, a lot of people don't know this, but my junior year, all those guys test the waters. So like Danny, Ty, Tyler, they all test the waters. So at that time, you can test it, but you couldn't hire an agent. So a lot of those guys went, tested it. We was like, man, those guys ain't coming back. And at one point, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be real, because this is a podcast. You gotta tell the truth. Yeah. I was happy. I was like, no, you hire an agent, don't come back. More playing time for me. Like, I'm ready to go. But then at the same time, it was like, all right, we can win a national championship if all those guys decide to come back. And that's what they did, man. They all came back, and it was crazy. That year was probably one of the most focused teams, and just everybody was like bought in. Everybody wanted to win. Like, we all pushed each other. Like, it went from not just pushing each other on the court, but it was like, bro, you better go to class, bro.
Right.
Be in class, like, do the right things, like stay in the gym, get in the weight room. Those guys taught me so much that it was ridiculous. And then seeing them play, man, was crazy. Like the next year, seeing everybody in the league get drafted, and just Ty had an unbelievable career at Denver. Wayne played for multiple years. He
played forever.
He played forever. Had a great career. I think his best stop was probably Miami. Tyler bounced around, but it's Tyler Hansbrough, bro. He was bringing it every night. He didn't have the best career he wanted to have, but at the end of the day, like, he played for several years. And then Danny, man, I think Danny was the biggest shocker for everybody on that team. Nobody thought Danny could do what he did, and started for San Antonio, won the ring in San Antonio, then go play with the Lakers in the bubble, win the bubble, and then play in Toronto beside Kawhi Leonard and win a championship, man.
Yeah, that's insane.
A lot of people don't know this, but Danny was one of the reasons why I moved to New York. He helped me out, man. Just a family. Like, it really is a Tar Heel family, bro. So yeah, man, just great to be part of it, I'm
gonna pass it over to Sapphire. What you got, man?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, I guess, how has college basketball, like the landscape, evolved? Because I know, being like a North Carolina native, like, things have evolved quickly. The AAU circuits changed a lot, and then even getting, once you're there in the college like landscape, like, how's that? How do you view that now?
So honestly, I'm gonna shout myself out real quick. I started a program called Dots 40 Academy. We do group training, individuals, camps all around. So check us out. It's dots40academy.com. Y'all check it out if everybody interested. Hey, hit us up. So reason why I bring that up, because I'm telling kids all the time now, man, high school kids, that it's a lot harder to get into college now, especially D1, if you're not strong, if you're not big, if you're not a 5-star, if you're not making that type of noise, because all the coaches are going to the portal now. And I mean, it sucks for a lot of the kids to have to go through that, but I mean, you got to put the work in. It's really going out there and really putting the work in the weight room, on the court, and in the school. So I'm telling everybody that all the high school kids, middle school kids, to get prepared for that. And then you got the NIL, man. The NIL is ridiculous, bro. Like, when I first heard about Armando Bangkok making over 8 or 9 million, I was like, what in the world? Like, what? Bro, me and my boy Quentin Thomas, shout out Quentin Thomas, QT. We just talked about this not too long ago, and we was like, bro, if we made 6 figures or even like something close to $500,000, bro, we would not, we would have went to class. It would have been bad, bro.
Yeah,
like, man, we would have been going crazy, traveling everywhere, just not being around with all that type of money. So we can't even imagine us making that type of money back then. Like, it wouldn't have worked out right because we was just out there with it. So just to see guys do that now, man, and strive for the greatness to be great and make all that money and come back to school. I think that's the best thing. You know, the NIL, a lot of kids are coming back 5 years, 4 years, staying off 4 years because I think some of these guys like, man, I'm not going to make this type of money overseas or in the G League. So might as well stay at school, have fun, and graduate and get this type of money. But I'm happy, but at the same time, I'm happy for the guys to get this money. But at the same time, it's like, dang, bro, like, we missed out on AJ this year. AJ ended up going to BYU. Then I just heard he decommitted, and now he's going to Duke. I don't know how true that is. I don't know if y'all heard about that. But
I did not hear that, but that would be insane.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen.
Class is getting ridiculous.
It is, bro. And like, go ahead.
No, yeah. I was just gonna say, you mentioned like a lot of the coaches are looking for the portal. Like Patino, St. John's, he said he doesn't want freshmen. He just wants to go straight into the portal. But then you also mentioned it's crazy because like they're making more than like overseas. You had a short stint overseas. Tell me a little bit about that.
So, bro, that it's crazy you brought that up because I was just telling somebody the other day. I'm like, bro, I be forgetting sometimes I actually played professional overseas for like 3 years. Like, I was in Scotland for 2 years, loved it there. First year, not gonna lie to you, it was a culture shock. Like the food, the people, like, and they hate, man, the language wasn't as bad, but they hated the way I talk. They was like, bro, I can't stand the way Americans talk. Like, that's not proper English. Like, we speak proper English here in the Scotland. And, you know, like, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, it was so different that they used to hate it when we wore sandals and flip-flops. I just didn't understand. They get so mad. Like, why are you have on sandals and flip-flops? I'm like, bro, this is what we do in America.
Yeah.
You're in Scotland now. You're in UK. You can't wear it. But, yeah, man, over there for 2 years, it was tough my first year. Second year, got a little more adjusted. Then I played in London for a little bit before I hurt my knee. And, man, it was a great experience, man. I wish I could have kept going. But yeah, man, it was awesome, man, being able to go over there and show some of my talent and play professionally.
Gabe, you got some?
Yeah, I mean, I know obviously we were on the international concept there, but I kind of wanted to jump back to college real quick because one of the things that I really caught on to when you were talking about was you were talking about how much it meant to be on that team and how much those guys meant. I think a lot of people nowadays watching college who prefer the NBA, they like to say that maybe college doesn't mean as much because players leave, and players don't stay enough. I just want to know, what do you feel is one of the most like behind the scenes impactful things about being on a college team with the same guys?
I mean, bro, like I told Joey the story. He loves the story about Michael Jordan, bro. So I met Michael Jordan 3 times. Okay. Obviously, Mike doesn't own the Hornets anymore, so you're not going to see Mike like that. But at Carolina, Mike still comes around all the time. Mm-hmm. So, like, that was, to me, that was my idol. That was my hero. And I wanted to play for Carolina because of the tradition, And now that's kind of left the game a little bit, like, because people are playing because they want to see how much money they're going to get. Or, I want to see, can I go and team up with this guy and stack my team up so I can win? It's different now, man. And like I said, it's like a hate and love relationship because I love the NIL. The kids are getting paid good, but then, it's like, oh man, I'm not gonna go play there because I'm gonna get more money playing at BYU,
right.
Get more money playing this place. So
right,
it's a tough little in between back and forth relationship that I have with the NIL portal. But, man, honestly, like, I think it's here now. What we're going to do, I don't think anything's going to change. I think the NCAA loves it. I think some of these coaches understand it. Like, one of my best friends, he used to coach in Miami down there in Legendary. Can't think his name. Coach Larendago. If I say his name right or wrong, I'm sorry. But he recruited me heavily, and he was like, Coach just said he couldn't do it no more. He was just like, man, I'm not with the money situation, the portal. Mm-hmm. He ain't cut from that. He just can't. He's not able to I guess, kind of fill out and make sure everybody's good and feel good about recruiting and all this stuff. It was just tough for him, so he had to leave the game. Mm-hmm. And when you see coaches like that leave because of that, he's like, dang, bro, I hate that for him. But at the same time, it's like, all right, this is a different game now. We got to change it up, try to do something different and make it work. But yeah, man, it's a different landscape, man. And I think kids are adjusting, but then some kids like, I'm just gonna go play JUCO. Right. They changed the rule for JUCO now. I don't know if y'all knew that. You can go to JUCO for 2 years and still have 4 years of eligibility.
Right.
So
with all that being said, like, a lot of people out there think, and I personally do too, think that NIL, it's good for the kids especially, but I think it might have ruined the bracket this year because, everyone wants to see the upset. Everybody wants to see, crazy games, but it was all chalk. It was 1s and 1-2. So, I mean, do you think it had a huge effect on the bracket this year?
As far as boys go, I think it did. Girls, I gotta say yes a little bit too, because it was the same. And you see girls, the crazy thing is that bothers me is like you'll see a team make it to the Final Four, do really good, and then all of a sudden everybody's leaving.
Yeah.
Like everybody's at the portal. I'm just like, bro, you just made it to the Final Four with this team. Why would you leave? Run it back. Like,
you got people entering the portal before they're even out of the. Like, there's a few guys from Michigan.
Yes, I see that.
Out. Like, I don't understand it for real.
Yeah, I don't get it either, man.
It's just more money wherever wherever the money is. Once I think they're going to eventually add some sort of guidelines similar to how soccer is. There should be like, if there's a portal, then there should be fees associated to moving from the player side and even from the college side. Like if you're a smaller college, you should get money for that player leaving. Like if he's a top talent of yours, the bigger colleges, the blue chips should pay some sort of transfer fee to get those guys. Because right now they're just losing talent kind of for free. Right. And the more that continues, we'll see tournaments similar to the one that we just saw. Where
I think a big example of that right now is Drake. I mean, Drake got their coach taken. Their players are starting to leave. Sturt's left as soon as McCollum left and going to Iowa now. I mean, good for Iowa. I think McCollum's going to be great there. But Drake's a small team that they just had their last coach poached not that long ago too. I mean, just unfortunate for small.
You even had again during the tournament McNeese, like the only upset of the whole tournament, right? Right. McNeese's coach, and he already said, like, I'm bringing 3 to 4 players with me to NC State, actually. Like, and this was before they even won against Clemson, so it's just unbelievable to think, like, they already know they're out, but it kind of just takes away the, the kind of, I don't know, expectation of the bracket itself. Mm-hmm. But I guess moving on, I was going to ask again. So you had the UNC stint, you had everyone, you had a few friends actually go to the league. You played overseas. How crazy is it to, like, how hard is it to actually get into the NBA, especially like, personally, like there's a step above, between the average college player and then an NBA player. How big is that difference?
Oh man, that's crazy you asked me that. One parent asked me, was like, what makes Danny Green so different? What makes him different is his work ethic, his discipline, and just the consistency of just making shots, bro. Like, I don't think people understand how hard it is to make 2 or 3 threes, NBA threes in a row. Like, it's not easy. Like, the 3-point line is back there. You got to be able to have the strength and the condition and being able to knock it down, being able to run up and down the court like that. And then, bro, like it's crazy. One of the worst players in the NBA will work anybody who think they could, like a street ball legend or anybody who's coming out of college, like, yo, I'm like that. And it's like, bro, it's a different level. It's
you got that NYC guy. I don't know the name, but he's called him like the street ball legend himself. And he just went up against Brian Scalabrine now. Like now is Brian Scalabrine, and he got cooked. So
yes, I seen that.
I saw that video too. He got absolutely cooked. And there's a bunch of, now that YouTube's super prevalent, like there's a bunch of guys that are ex-hoopers that'll go just to show out and, go for runs in North Carolina or any other state. And they're absolutely destroying guys. And those are ex-NBA guys that are, just hooping for fun. I couldn't imagine a guy that just came into the, league that's fresh legs. Like those guys would absolutely destroy probably regular college guys or even just a regular hooper. So
yeah,
right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to add that I think when a lot of people will kind of call out the NBA and they're like, they don't play any defense. It's not that they don't play defense. The offense is just that much better. Like It's so hard for players to stand out on the defensive end because, I mean, I can't remember which NBA player said it. They did an interview not that long ago on a podcast. And he said a player in a gym on any team is shooting like 70, 80% from three when they're wide open. So it's insane how consistently good every NBA player is.
Right. And I was gonna say, man, even the G League, bro, like you could get worked in the G League, bro. Like I'm telling you, like it's some talent in the G League. Some of these guys on these teams should definitely be playing NBA. Like it was a guy on Dallas team after Kyrie got hurt. Can't think his name. I had never heard this dude. He came in Dallas and was killing a guard. I wish I knew his name, man. Just unbelievable, bro. I was like, what? And they was like, yeah, in the G League, he was doing the same thing, just cooking. So, like, bro, to see Bronny James come in the NBA and score 17 one game, and I think G League had like 39, and people kind of downplay it. I'm like, bro, you couldn't do that. Do that against the worst, put all the worst players on a G League team, and you would not be able to do any one of those.
Right. Yeah. You're talking about that Dallas G Leaguer. I think at least one I'm thinking of was Jaden Hardy. He was a really good G Leaguer. I remember he started with the Ignite team, and for a while some people were saying he'd be the number one pick, and his stock kind of went down, and people kind of dogged on him for it. But then he goes in the G League in his first year, and he averages like 24 points in his first couple games. And it's like, I don't think people understand. I mean, you got dudes like, I mean, I talk about Drake. Obviously, you can hear him from Iowa here. I'm going to say it again. Luka Garza, a dude in the G League, tearing it up. That man is a G League monster. Like, there are some dudes in the G League that are just absurd.
Absurd, bro. I'm telling you, like, it's ridiculous how good these kids are, man. And you would be shocked, bro. Like, you'll go out there and be like, man, I could guard this dude. He ain't like that. And get your ankles took. Like, easily. And I don't see guys come in and making half-court shots, making shots look so easy and just be like, man, I'll do this. I'm like, bro, you in the G League? Like, that's
unbelievable.
It's unbelievable, bro.
I got to ask you one more question about college, and then we're going to move on to our team. But, we haven't talked in a minute, but I still got to come at you. How'd y'all get into the tournament this year? Like, you know that was crazy. I know you were watching. You were like, no.
I honestly, bro, I couldn't believe it. I just knew we was on. I knew we was going to be last. If we going to get in, last four in. And at one point, I was like, yeah, we got to be the last four out. Now I'm like, there's no way we're making it. And kept going back and forth. And I think, honestly, that just the name, some of the players we had like RJ Davis, still having Seth and then Ian Jackson and Drake. Some of those names I think people wanted to see them in the tournament and, got lucky, got in. I wish we could have did better, but, man, just honestly, bro, to be honest with you, if it was like UNC Charlotte or Wilmington, and they had the same record as us, no, they wouldn't have made it in. Definitely not. I think it was just off the name, bro. Like, honestly, just
I agree for sure.
Yeah, we did not have a good season, but just to finish it off how we finished it, bro, I was still happy. I'm like, we fought, like, we was trying to fight to get in there, and we fought to get in, and we even fought that last game, but we just didn't have enough this year.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Now I got to ask you about our squad.
Yeah.
What is your opinions on what we'd like to call the MVP already, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? I mean, we'd like to say this is one of the better scoring seasons ever. And I'm gonna just let you go off on him for a second. I want to hear your opinion.
Bro, Shai is unbelievable, bro. Like, I watched who's that? I watched him play against, I want to say that had to be the Pistons. He went crazy.
Detroit.
Yes, here recently. Went crazy, bro. Went crazy. I'm pretty sure he had like 20-some points. They whole first starting lineup was in double figures.
Yeah.
And I love Chet. I love Chet Holmgren. Like, oh my goodness. Like, just the length, the shooting ability, like I feel like he's the X factor. Also, man, y'all have a great bench. Like, the bench is just it's just unbelievable. And then for y'all to get what's the kid from New York that got the big man?
Hartenstein.
Hartenstein. When y'all got him, I was just like, come on, bro.
Yeah, well, actually, I appreciate you shouting out the bench because we like to say we have like the deepest team in the league, and that's what's going to put us over the top in the playoffs. But what are your expectations for OKC in this playoffs? I hate that people still think they're too young. I think Shai is, taking over and taking this league by storm, and I think we got a full team just ready to roll.
Yeah, I agree. I honestly, I say if y'all don't make it to the Western Conference Final, it's a bust. That y'all list at least Western Conference Finals, and I just feel like with the the depth y'all have, you got the MVP, man. You got shooters galore. I love Dort because he comes in, he plays great defense. I mean, bro, y'all just got all the pieces in the world to really make some noise in this playoffs. Now, matchup-wise, I hate to see y'all go against Minnesota or Golden State in that first round.
Yeah, right.
I just don't want to see that.
There's a 1 in 3 chance that we'll face either Minnesota, the Grizzlies, or Golden State here in the first round. So yeah, the matchup.
I think I could beat the Grizzlies. I think I could beat those guys. Now, as far as the Warriors, just with Jimmy Butler, they just been looking different. Like, I watched them the other night. I saw when Steph had like 56, and I was just like, bro, it looked different. Jimmy didn't care. He didn't care about shooting. He was just running around, going crazy, dishing, playing defense. To me, that's kind of scary. And then with Minnesota, it's like been up and down season for them. So depends on what kind of Minnesota team you get. But honestly, in 7 games, with the depth y'all have, y'all way more loaded than both of those teams. I feel like y'all could beat them, but it's just
it's just a stupid first round matchup that we.
It is, bro. I hate it. I don't like it.
Right.
And just because you have the better team, as we know, does not mean you're going to win. I mean, in the playoffs, that means nothing.
No, and that first rounder can be a doozy, bro. Like, we've seen a lot of teams go down that first round. That was 1 seeds, but I honestly, I like y'all chances, man. I like y'all coming out the West, man. I don't see the competitors. I don't see many. I like Houston. They're a young team, but I think they're inexperienced. Lakers are kind of scary. I saw Luka drop 45 last night. That was impressive. It's so slow, man, but it's so efficient. It just can't stop it. So honestly, other than those 2 teams, I think y'all could beat Denver. Denver just they kind of with the turmoil that's going on with them losing, Coach Malone and that GM. They got a lot going on. Clippers, I don't trust the Clippers. I don't trust them. So, kind of went down the list. I think y'all could beat all those teams, really, if, y'all just stay the course and do what y'all do.
So who do you think is the toughest matchup? It sounds like you were between Golden State or the Lakers, who do you think is tougher?
I say, and this is no particular order, but Lakers, Golden State, Minnesota. Those are like nightmare matchups for y'all guys. Only just because some of the guys they got. Like, I feel like y'all can beat all three of those teams, but
they just have a lot of big wings with Randall and then Naz Reid, Rudy Gobert, and then the Lakers have a lot of big wings with like LeBron, Rui, Dorian Finney, and then Golden State has like Draymond, Jimmy, and Kuminga as well. So they have a lot of wings to throw at Shai. So that's where the matchup comes in.
That's the matchup, and then y'all happen to guard them. Like, I love Dort, but he's only 6'5". Those guys you name 6'8" plus. So
exactly.
Yeah, we saw against LA. I mean, we got a bunch of guys. We've seen it all season. I mean, they're top defensive rated team, one of the top defensive rated teams. Got guys like Casey Wallace, Alex Caruso, Lou Dort, you mentioned. Jalen Williams, J-Dub loves to play defense, even though he's a great offensive player. So, I feel like we may be a bit undersized at the wing against those guys. But we got a bunch of guys we could throw at them, and that's why they've been so good all year.
For sure. Yeah, it's just all those guys you named, all like 6'5", 6'6".
Right.
Yeah, so I think I think y'all making shots, man, and transition ball, outrunning some of those teams. I think y'all can get them. Y'all a young team. Y'all are great in transition. You gotta guard Shai. Like, if you don't stop Shai, it's over. I feel like. So, yeah, I think I got a chance, man, for sure.
Gabe, you got some?
When he said you gotta guard Shai, you gotta try to guard Shai.
Yeah.
You're not stopping Shai.
You're not stopping Shai. You're not. You only hope to contain them. That's
do
it.
Do what you can.
Right. Do what you can, man. Shai is. I'm gonna go back a little bit in time. I was so mad when Charlotte drafted Shai, and then Mike traded him. I was like, why?
Yeah.
Why? I'm like, yo, I didn't know he was gonna be this good, but I'm like, man, that kid, I liked him at Kentucky. Let's keep him. Like, what are we doing? But
yeah,
I'm happy for him, man. He got in the right situation in the right place. It all worked out for him, man.
Back when we made that trade with the Clippers, I remember Rivers saying, "Yeah, I don't really want to give up this guy, but I mean, for someone like an MVP candidate and Paul George, they thought it was worth it. Obviously, looking back, it was absurd. But
yes, wrong decision.
So, do you think? I mean, it's pretty much over, but I mean, we kind of tried to end the MVP conversation a couple months ago, honestly, but it kept, Jokic kept putting up big numbers and having good games. But what I like to say is, like, Jokic played really well against poor teams. Like, their record against good teams this year is not great at all. So, I mean, did you think it was really a conversation, or was it just more like blown up for media purposes, the MVP conversation?
Yeah, it was blown up for the media. Media just wanted, because then they threw Giannis back in there. I was like,
they did.
Yeah.
No. Shai is the MVP, hands down. I mean, just some of the stuff he did this year, man. Like, I think he had how many 40-point games? I saw it the other day. I saw a stat line. I was like, what? Like, he's done what?
Yeah. Sapphire could throw all the stats at you. I mean, he's got – Sapphire, go ahead. The stats at him.
Yeah. He's beaten MJ's record for 20-point games in just this season. He's at like 72 right now. He's not going to play the rest of we have 2 games left, but he's already beaten that record. He was close to getting to Wilt. Wilt had that record at 80 in a row out of 82. So just to think that he even got close to a Wilt record, and he broke multiple records against MJ, where he's one of the few guards where he's averaging like 32 on 50% shooting, which is ridiculous. Like, I think he's had a guard season compared to Steph Curry. There's no other guard season that I can even think of other than like MJ,
James Harden,
maybe season, Steph. But there's not many guards that are, in the name or where he's kind of arisen to. He's in a different stratosphere now. So
I saw he's going to be the scoring champ. He's going to win scoring champ.
Yep.
And then I also saw that he's like 13th in assists, which is unbelievable.
Mhm.
Yep.
To
getting,
score and pass like that, that's unbelievable, man.
Yeah, he'll be getting some all defense votes as well. So obviously he'll be first team all NBA. I mean,
hands down.
The stuff he's doing right now is ridiculous. I mean I
not
was
to
going to
mention,
ask a quick question was
go ahead.
when you're training some of the guards, I know, a lot of the college guys that are coming out now mention Shai's name, Devin Booker's name. Like, how much film study do you do on those to, get your guys ready when you're training them?
So I watch film almost every night. And I just try to see some of the breakdown, ISO games, transition ball, the kick ahead, the paint touches when you kick it, come back out for like screens. Shai does a lot of that. Devin Booker is really good off the ball. One of the people that really caught my eye this year, and y'all probably won't be surprised when I say this, but was Darius Garland. That's his name, man.
Darius Garland.
So Darius Garland. I mean, I hadn't watched him this much in his whole career. I didn't know much about him, but I seen the way he gets the ball in transition. He pushing the tempo. To me, I try to tell my kids, like, a lot of times it's about decision making. Making the right decision. Kicking the ball is gonna come back to you. Setting up screens, because you can set a screen and then come off a screen. Coming off screens with a plan. Like, what's your plan? Like, always, I feel like Shai, every time he comes off a screen or if he has an ISO and he needs to get a shot up, he has a plan. He knows what he's going to do. He's not thinking like, okay, I'm going to go through my legs crossover. He's not thinking that. He's thinking like, okay, what are you giving me? You giving me the right or you giving me the left? Okay, well, I've been working on a move that I know I can score off you if you're going to guard me that way. So I'm just letting the kids know, like, just keep telling them, definitely watch a lot of film. Watch some of these guys work out. They show some of their workouts a lot. They put them on YouTube. They put it out there so you can see on Instagram. Watch their workouts and then watch how they translate that workout to the game. You get kids out here like, I want to be Steph Curry, shoot threes all day, and then get in the game, can't make one. You're just standing still shooting. That's not realistic. You gotta move. So I'm telling them, look how Steph Curry runs around and just keeps running and just keeps running and just keeps running. Can you do that? Like, are you in condition enough to move that much, to get open, to get one shot off that you gotta make? That's another thing. That's a lot of pressure to be able to move that much and then get the shot you want and then make it. So a lot of times I'm just kind of like being repetitive with telling them how to come off screens, stay moving, stay conditioned, look for what you've been working on and have a plan. And, those guys that we just talked about, man, are just, I think they're just unbelievable with some of the plays that they can make and how they control the pace. That's why Darius just caught my eye. Tatum, watched a lot of film on him. I call him a big guard. And he's unbelievable coming off screens and ISO ball. So, you got to have that now, because that's what the coaches want. That's what they want to see a little bit. Can you come off the screen? What are you doing to help your team out? Are you getting to the basket? Are you knocking out shots? So, yeah, man, that's real big for me. And
I think LeBron has transitioned the game significantly, where the combination of LeBron and Steph have transitioned the game into 1 3-point shooting and the big guard era, where now it's LeBron and 4 other people around him that can shoot so he can get to the basket. And that's the same type of thing that we built around Shai, where he's great at going towards the rim and he's just kicking out to all his open shooters. And now we're in that era, like you mentioned, Jason Tatum, he's got the same vibe over there with the Celtics. And that's why, we're hoping to see them in the finals here for this run. And teams are starting to now understand and adjust to where their main guy should be like a 6'6" prototypical guard that can also score.
Yep.
And that's what we're seeing the NBA transition into this whole new era of, 5-out systems and large guards that can handle the ball. And it's crazy to think that much influence that LeBron and Steph have had, and now they're about to, get closer to retirement. And then there's face of the league with Tatum and Shai, bringing this new era in. So
for sure. Yeah. And, the crazy thing is to me is that, man, if you're under 6'6", you have to be explosive. You have to knock down open shots. You got to be able to guard, and that's being under 6'6". It's like, wow, that's not.
It's insane.
Can't do that,
It's insane because we have tall guards, shorter wings, but when we play a team like the Knicks, right? Jalen Brunson, amazing basketball player, top tier basketball player, but our guards are 6'6" plus. So every time we play them, it's kind of one-sided. Shai's going to get 30, J-Dub's going to get whatever he wants. In the 2 games we played him this year, they were practically blowouts. In the first game, it took us to the fourth quarter to actually go on our run, but they were nowhere near. So it's oddly enough, you got to be a 6'6" point guard. Even when Ben Simmons was drafted, he was 6'10", 6'11" point guard. They were nah, but now you want something like that because every team that's successful has that.
Yep. Going back to the Warriors, Sean Livingston, when they was real successful, when they was winning games, a lot of times Sean Livingston be playing that point. They had Steph and, Clay out there, and then they had KD or Draymond and KD. And, bro, how you going to guard that? And then how you going to score on that when you got Sean Livingston who's 6'10" guarding you? So, yeah, man, the game has changed a lot. It's evolving, I think, into a way where, you gotta. That's why I was saying, you gotta be strong. You gotta get in the weight room. You gotta be able to knock down shots. You gotta be able to finish with both hands. You gotta be able to pattern the rock with both hands. And that's just the type of game that it is now.
Yeah, and I could definitely shout out Dots 40 Academy.
That's love.
I'll give you a backstory. My freshman year of high school, I was about 5'1". Mike Copeland had me dropping 20. I spent a lot of time practicing with him, training with him in the off seasons, and somehow my 5'1" ass was dropping 20, 18 points with him. So yeah, definitely go hit up Dots 40 Academy. Definitely will get you right for sure.
Man, and look, you know what I had Joey doing? Exactly what I just said. He was working on coming off that high screen. It was a flat screen, literally just coming off screens, and he was just pulling. I used to take Joey. I get mad at Joey. I said, if you come off that screen and you don't shoot that ball, I'm taking you out, bro. And he's like, Mike, I'm creating. I don't care nothing about that. I want you to come off that screen and pull it. And his brother Eli would come to the games and be like, shoot it, Joey. Shoot it. And, man, Joey was shooting that thing, bro.
Yeah,
man.
shot myself out as well. He wasn't taking me out there. He wasn't taking me out.
No, I won't take him out. He playing the whole game. But that was the good days, man. And Joey was coach on the floor. Very IQ was crazy high, and a hard worker, man. So shout out to you, Joey, man. I appreciate you shouting out Dots 40, man. Yeah,
of course.
Sure.
All right, guys. Well, this was awesome, Coach. Can't thank you enough. Again, hit up Dots 40 Academy. He'll definitely get you right, get you prepared for wherever you're supposed to end up.
Yes.
But yeah, if you guys are viewing, thank you for watching. Follow Bring the Thunder podcast on all socials, Instagram, X. Subscribe on YouTube, and give Mike Copeland a follow on Instagram himself. UNC legend here, but Coach, for real, thank you so much. Really enjoyed your time, and it was awesome speaking to you.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's a pleasure meeting you, man. That's awesome.
Man.
All right, and then I'd like to end the episodes off. Don't get scared. I'm going to scream a little bit. But all my OKC fans, Thunder up, baby. Let's go.